Okay, touch the leg, all of you. Touch the leg, Frizla. Touch the leg, Gorilla. And touch the leg, each and every one of you. Um, I'm not too sure if this is a technical problem.
I'm so sorry. Uh, we are facing some technical issue over here. So we will continue the session within like 2 to 5 minutes. So I would like to request every. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience caused. Yeah.
Do you all hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you all. So we have a little technical problem with the main computer. So I'm borrowing this computer from somebody else. Okay, so what we do is that I will do the preliminary practice a little bit of the prayers, a little bit of the prayers. And for the prayers, what we do is that given that the in which I shared with you yesterday, that the study of emptiness is not that easy and was a lot of merit. And I'm very happy that this time from yesterday, the Deer Park Institute in Himachal. So this teaching on chapter 18 and 24 of Nagarjuna's text, which is so precious, and in fact, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And of the 27 chapters from Mulamadhyamakakarika, His Holiness picks up the chapters of form. So of these, the chapter 24 is something which, in 18 and 24, is something which is extremely important. And I personally do this teaching on chapter 24 so many times, and particularly as a very auspicious gesture when we are a part of the Root Institute program. In Bodh Gaya, we go to all the groups, all the members in the group, the whole group, we go to first Rajgir to recite Heart Sutra there, to say praise to Buddha, meditate as Bodhisattva vow, meditate emptiness in Rajgir. And then we proceed to Nalanda, the Nalanda way. These incredibly great masters like Nagarjuna, Aryadeva, Acharya Chandragati, Bodhi Chandrarakshita, Bodhisattva Chandradeva, and so forth. All these great teachers who came from this, we go there, and as a gesture of, expressing a gratitude to them, that we are so lucky that we in this life we met with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, who inspires us into the study of Nalanda, and he is so popular. He's so passionately picked up the 17. Of course, there are hundreds and hundreds of the Nalanda masters, and out of these, who left their legacies in terms of the compositions, in terms of their thoughts and the philosophy left there in the form of the scriptures. His own picked up 17. So they came to be known as the 17 Nalanda masters. Okay, so with this in mind, we're going to do this. Then there we do the teaching on chapter 24 in Nalanda, and we all pray that although Nalanda was destroyed in 13th century, each one of us who attend, who show our presence there, and then we do the teaching on chapter 24 of Acharya Nagarjuna's text, Mulamadhyamakakarika. This is how then we repay the kindness of these Nalanda masters, number one. And number two, that we make some kind of commitment that in the near future, and also in the future lifetimes, we will really each one of us will become like another masters to really, promote the well-being of the humanity, the compassion, the wisdom, and so forth. So likewise, each one of us here, being a part of Deer Park Institute program, let us all pray that each one of us will come in to become one like Nagarjuna, to really dispel the darkness of the ignorant, igniting the light of the wisdom with yourself, share this light with all the dear sentient beings. So with this in mind, and let us say these prayers together. And imagine that all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas are Nagarjuna and all the great teachers, the masters in front of, in the space in front of you, or on your crown, above your head, and blessing you. That's the demonstration base. Then for the bodies of the field, visualize your two parents on two sides and all demonstration beings around you. And here you are like the mother, and all other demonstration beings are being encouraged to follow this path of the wisdom, to follow this path of the light of the compassion, the infinite compassion. And you are leading this, and all beings are joining you. With mind, let's recite the following verse wholeheartedly. And through your great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I bear homage. And through your great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I bear homage. And through your great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I bear homage. Sangye joda zoge chonam na chamjo bardo dane gyapso che age jinso kebe chonam ge dola benjere sangye ru barai sho Sangye joda zoge chonam na chamjo bardo dane gyapso che age jinso kebe chonam ge dola benjere sangye ru barai sho Sangye choda soge chonam la chanjo bardo dane gyapso che age jinso kebe sonam ge dola penjir sangye rubare sho. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Independent origination. There is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no acceptance, and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, I want to taught this peace, which is free of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the bodhisattvas, and the Buddhas, who through the knowledge of all these hearers seeking passage complete peace, who through the knowledge of paths, causes, was helping my grace to the aims of the world, and who through the possession of omniscience helps subdue his expound reserved teachings. The one who is transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit all sentient beings. The teacher, Sugata and protector to your orchestrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and profound. Eternal shadow for the forever noble life race, to you the Buddha make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of sentient beings. Let's recite the Yedharma mantra 3 times. Om Yedharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Tathagato Yavatat Esham Chayo Niroda Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Yedharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum Desham Tathagato Yavatat Esham Chayo Niroda Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Yedharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Tathagato Yavatat Esham Chayo Niroda Evam Pati Mahashramanaye Swaha. All phenomena are arising causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes as well is taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light and non-composite. Such is the natural dharma I've discovered. Finding no one who can fathom this teaching, in silence I'll return to the woods. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. Is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the 3 times of obeisance. Are the forces of Buddhist teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are the nature of suffering. All phenomena are the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Transcending soul is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha, the Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrating drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of eons. The Buddha does not watch the negativities of the beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of the suchness that the beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma, for all bewildered miseries glow. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Okay, I will recite the heart of the mantra 3 times. Deyata Om Gate Gate Varagate Varasangate Bodhisvaha Om Gate Gate Varagate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. Okay. Okay, can you hear me? Hear me? Okay, good. How many of you were absent yesterday? Raise hands. How many were absent yesterday? Raise your hands. Okay, how many of you were present yesterday? Raise hands. Okay, all. If that's the case, then it's easy for us. It's easy for us. We can continue from where we left yesterday. Now, okay. So what we discussed yesterday, the quick summary of what we did yesterday is that that there was a dialogue happening between Acharya Nagarjuna and opponents, and Acharya Nagarjuna who says that everything is like a dream. There's nothing really from the object. Everything is like a dream. And then the opponents saying that no, if everything is like a dream means nothing's from the object. If nothing's from the object, things are non-existent. If things are non-existent, then the world will become will make no sense. In other words, if the things are non-existent, then the arising and ceasing will not happen. Okay, this is so important. The part which we read just now, from Nagarjuna's word, which says that independent origination, there's no ceasing, no arising. So this is like the crux, essence of the what governs universe. What governs the universe in the first place? What governs the world? What governs your nation? What governs your family? What governs your emotional world? They are all they're all operating within the within this within this the fabric of the ceasing and arising, cause and effect, ceasing and arising, ceasing and arising. This is how the world is operating. So with this in mind, and then this was explained that because ceasing and arising is a fabric on the basis of ceasing and arising, then the Four Noble Truths operate, because the Four Noble Truths, the first two truths, they form cause and effect, and the truth number 3 and 4, they form the cause and effect. As the effect comes into being, the cause ceases, or the cause gives rise to the effect, and as the effect comes into being, the cause ceases. So this is how the Four Noble Truths operate. So the concept of Four Noble Truths was introduced, and on top of that, with the Four Noble Truths, then the Sangha who practice these Four Noble Truths, what happens is that they go through these various realizations, the four fruits. They go to achieve the four fruits. Okay, anybody who has the four fruits on your fingertips? Anybody who would be kind enough to tell us what the four fruits are? Anybody? Okay, Shandila.
Thank you, Geshe. So, four fruits are fruits of the stream enterer, the once returner.
Okay, yes, go ahead, please go ahead.
Stream enterer, once returner, no returner, and arhat.
Okay, Shandila, I cannot hear you.
Oh.
I think there's some technical problem here.
Okay.
Okay, now I can hear you. Thank you.
Yeah, so the four fruits of the stream enterer, the once returner, no returner, and arhat.
Very good. Thank you. And I expect that all of you agree with Shandila. If you don't agree, very good. If you agree, well and good. If you don't agree, which means that you have not studied the four things. Okay. So these are four fruits. And the four fruits, related to the four fruits, we have four beings who are striving to achieve these four fruits. These are known as the four abiders. And there are four beings who already achieved these four fruits. They're known as the four beings who are striving to achieve these four fruits. They're known as the four enterers. Four enterers and four beings who already achieved these goals are known as four abiders. So total there are 8 beings, 4 enterers and 4 abiders. And total 8. These 8 are known as the 8 arhats. No, sorry, the 8 Sangha members. Okay, something is wrong with me today. Okay, so these are known as the 8 Sangha members. Okay, so now 8 Sangha members, and within the Four Noble Truths, then we can conceive of the truth of the Dharma. Dharma, that is the truth number 3 and truth number 4. When you speak about Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami, when you speak about that, I say the ordinary people, they just recite Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami. Dharma means Buddhism. This is how ordinary people conceive the idea. But in actuality, this is not the point. The Dharma means the real protector, the real protector in the form of your mental defilements removed. Your mental defilements removed, the state where you are freed from the magnet which attracts all the miseries, mental defilements. You're free from the mental defilements, then the miseries will not be attracted. So that is a freedom from the mental defilements. So, okay, so all of us, let us do this. And I'm sure many of you, I can see your face, all of you, and I can see your face. The most of you, I know you so well, right? Okay, you may be fed up with this example, but we have to do it again, yeah, because till we become enlightened, we cannot be free from this example. Okay, stretch your hands. Stretch your hands. Okay, very good. Okay, with this, now do what I'm doing. Very good. Okay, so this is a simple example, but let us never forget this example. Say this sound. This sound of the sound of the clam is the metaphor. Is the metaphor for all the miseries that we go through. Miseries that we go through. For example, like let's say the anxiety due to COVID, and the feeling of the uncertainty that we feel, and which we did we discuss yesterday, feeling of the uncertainty or due to COVID. Yesterday, did we discuss it? Some people say yes, some people not too sure. Okay, the Venerable Sirin Kumbhela, yes. Good. Okay, Elaine, yes. Okay, are you sure? Okay. Okay, so the feeling of uncertainty, which is very extremely scary. For example, let's say Delhi now it's become a little cold, and it's back to like the pollution. And because this feeling of fear doesn't give me uncertainty feeling. This fear, because I don't feel uncertain, because that I can think of running away to some other place like Pune or like Dharamsala or where, or Dharamsala or Deer Park or Bangalore. I can run away, so that I can feel a safe haven there. But with the COVID uncertainty, because there's no point in running. Wherever you go, you're going to be affected by COVID. So therefore, there's a total uncertainty that anytime I can have the COVID wherever I go. So there is no safe haven that we feel. You're getting it? So all these things are represented by the sound of a clap. The sound of a clap represents, or is a metaphor for all these miseries that we go through, tensions. Young ones have their own problems. Young ones, when I was very young, like age 5, 6, 7, the bully problem is there. The bully. And I'm sure most of you went through the same bully problem. How many went through this bully? You suffered bully from somebody else? Young? Didn't you? No. Oh, lucky. Nima? No. Lucky. Okay. Siringumbela? No. Okay. So what about Puja? Then because Ritvi. Ritvi bully? People bully you? No. Ritvi. Okay. The Ritvi is protected by Puja. Yeah. So you don't feel the bully. Okay. So what I'm saying is that all these problems. Okay. What about Frisla?
Yeah, I was bullied by my eldest brother.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, Lorena.
Yes, also when I moved from the little town that I was living to the city, I was bullied, yeah.
Okay, Jacob.
I definitely had some struggles with it.
Oh, okay. So which means that most of us, we had this experience, particularly young ones. Then when you are in the late teen, you have the problem. Late teen, you have your own problem. Then the young adult, you have your own problem. Then they say in 20s or in 30s, you have the problem. So we all have this problem. All these problems, some of which are very scary, extremely scary. So these are represented by the sound of a clap. And believe it or not, so this sound of a clap is because of the two hands coming together. So likewise, all our problems which are represented by the sound of a clap, they should necessarily come into being by the combination of the two hands. The two hands meaning external factors and internal factors. That is for sure. That's for sure. if you still cannot, don't take it blindly. Don't just follow me blindly. We must be convinced of this. So how can I be convinced that all my problems that I go through is because of those two factors? How can I know this? Okay, one thing which is very simple, and as your study of the philosophy, as your conviction in the philosophy, it deepens, then this conviction will become extremely profound. Even as of now, if you don't have any philosophical understanding, still you can know that. For example, say that let's say that let's say you have this, you go out and you all face the same problem of acute heat under the scorching sun. And some people, they deal it so lightly. And for some people, it's so unbearable, right? And somebody says that, what are you doing? What are you all doing? Stupid boys and girls. And some of you feel so offended. Some of you will not feel offended. Some of you may feel it's just very funny, very amusing. For some of you, it may be amusing. For some of you, it may be funny. For some of you, it may be very hurting. It really hurts me. Well, how dare you say this? Okay, so it's the same criticism, accusation, insult thrown on you, all of us, but people react differently. You're getting it? So external factor is the same. External factor is the same, but the outcome is different, right? For some people, it's amusing. For some people, it's very funny. For some people, it's very, the embarrassing, or it hurts. It's very offensive. Okay, so why the effect is different? With the same one factor, external factor, effect is very different, because there's the third factor. What is the third factor? Internal factor. So the internal factor is there. Internal factor differs from individual to the individual. Some people who take things so personally, some people, they take it very lightly, right? He said it to all of us, right? He said it to all of us. And then these things, even the Buddha was abused by the outsiders, insulting and so forth. But the Buddha did not really take it seriously. In fact, some of you might not have heard this story. Some of you might have heard this story. At one point, one gentleman came to the Buddha, and Buddha was extremely badly insulted by him in front of the Buddha's disciples. The Buddha did not say anything. In the first place, he was a prince. And in the second place, he is really respected by so many people. And then, in front of the students, this gentleman came to abuse the Buddha verbally, so badly. And the Buddha did not react. Okay, listen, this is so important. How we would react, we would instantly react so badly. And the Buddha did not react. Buddha just listened to the person. That's very funny. That if the other person keeps on attacking you verbally, right? Physically comes to attack you, run away. But verbally attack you, just sit. Believe it or not, sit and listen. And the person will, at one time, the person will finish what person has to abuse you. Will finish, and you still listen. Then the person will repeat it. And it's so odd to repeat it 3 times. Worse to repeat it 4 times. Then the person will tired, will stop. So the person stopped, and the Buddha said, "You are done now." And he said, "Yes," because he feels so odd to repeat it now. He doesn't have anything new to say now. He should repeat it over and over again. So he said, "Okay, now, yes, I'm done." Then the Buddha said, "Okay, now it is my turn. You listen to me. Say, if you bring a gift, if you bring a lot of very expensive gift and to offer to your friend, and if your friend declined it, what will happen to the gift?" So he felt so happy. Then this will be left with me. Then I can take it home. He said, "This is exactly what happened today. I did not accept your gift of the acquisitions. I did not accept it. It's with you, and you take it with you." So look, this is how the Buddha took it so nicely.
He did not take it personally. And say, if you're next to the Buddha, the person said that both of you are stupid, right? And we will surely react so badly. And the Buddha would simply listen. Okay. So it's the same insult coming, but you are badly affected. Buddha's not affected. With the same, the external factor. So what's the difference? Why the outcomes are different? Because the outcome is not only determined by the external factors, the outcome is determined by two factors, external factors and the internal factors. External factor is the same for you and for the Buddha, but the internal factor is very different. For the Buddha, there's a total calmness of the ego, no ego there. In us, there's the ego there, the self-centered attitude there. You're getting it? So in us, there is the internal factor, which in combination with the external factor, then the sound arises. Whereas for the Buddha, external factor is coming, but the Buddha is not giving the internal factor. Buddha is not giving the hand from inside. So the external is just like this, no sound. Sound of the misery stops for the Buddha. For us, we are giving the other hand. So there's constant sound coming. So we're constantly having the miseries. So therefore, the point is that that all our problems, they come into being because of two factors. And believe it or not, this is so important. Say the external factors, they are innumerable in number. They're innumerable in number. Anybody, we will do a quick exercise here. We'll do a quick exercise. Once we are convinced with this, then we can hold this text will make total sense to us. You're getting it? Okay, ready? Okay. All of us, including Professor Subhashniji and Ridvi, all of us, we should do this exercise. Exercise is very simple. What we do is that I will give you some mathematical calculations. And you do the calculation. It's a very simple mathematics. You do the calculation and you give an answer. Only when I ask you, give an answer. Don't utter a word. Okay, ready? Ready? Okay, 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 minus 2 plus 1. Okay, what is the answer? Raise your hand very quickly. I don't have time. Raise your hand. Okay, Elaine?
10.
10. Caroline Ming?
10, Geshe, 10.
10. Okay, how many agree with Elaine and Caroline Ming? Raise your hand. Okay, you all agree. Very good. Okay, now let's do it again. Let's do it again. I promise it's not going to be more complicated. It's going to be as simple as before. Ready? 2 plus 2 plus 3 minus 1 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 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 minus 1 plus 2 plus 2 minus 1 plus 2. Okay, what is the answer? Raise your hands very quick, very quick. Okay, the Pilavi, what's the answer? Very quick.
I don't have an answer, Geshe.
Okay, no answer. Okay, no answer. Laura Gibson. Laura Gibson, no answer. Okay, Niveditaji. Niveditaji, no answer. Okay, no answer. Okay. Now somebody raise your hand to give it the answer. Why you cannot give the answer now? In the first one, you all give the correct answer. The second time, you do not have the answer. Why? Very quick. Somebody raise your hands. Somebody, very quick. Okay, yes, Ridvi. Ridvi.
It was too fast.
Because I said it too fast. Because the Dorji said it too fast. Okay, how many agree with Ridvi? Ridvi, raise hands. Because I said so fast. Okay, look. Let us not forget this. Let us not forget this. I said it so fast. I agree with you. I said it so fast. Me setting so fast is the external factor. Your brain working so slow is your internal factor. You're getting it? And you blame only external factor. You don't blame the internal. Right? You said it fast. Right? This is our thinking. This is our thinking. We only blame external factors while both the factors contribute. If I do the same calculation on the computer, right? If I do the same calculation on a computer with this fast, computer will easily do the calculation because our brain works so slow. We don't blame that. We point a finger to me, saying that you said it fast. Yeah, I said it fast. That's true. That's true. But your mind works slow. That's also another factor. These two come together, no answer comes out. You're getting it? Okay. So the point is that, so now, say even if I say so fast, if the internal factor from your side, your mind working slow, if that is not there, if your mind works so fast, or the external factor works so, is there, internal factor, your mind working slow is not there, then no sound, no lack of answer will come. You're getting it? Answers will continually come. So the point is that this is our mindset, to always look for external factors for the mistakes, problems. We only blame the external factors. This is the problem. Now the question is, the Buddha said that it's not the same. If you blame the external factors, and if your problems stop, right? If you blame the external factors and if your problems stop, that is your dharma. You're getting it? But whereas in reality, how many external factors are there? How many external factors are there? 1, 10, 100, 1,000, innumerable external factors are there. So the wise people, the moment they know this metaphor, that sound of a clap, they will stop pointing the finger to the external factors. You're getting it? Because I said why you point to the external factors is with the expectation that your problems will come to an end. But the problem will never come to an end because external factors will never come to an end. It's innumerable in number. So the wise people, what they do is that of the two hands, external, it is so innumerable in number. Innumerable in number. So with this, even the external factors, some of which we see as conducive, they turn out to be non-conducive. For example, let's say that the Pravinji, okay, where's Pravinji? Okay, let's say the Pravinji, he says that, okay, now next year we will all accommodate you in Deer Park. We'll have the class there. And there he gives you a room, room for you. Personally, you will say, oh, I'm feeling so lonely, Pravinji. Then he says, okay, it's fine. Then I'll put you with somebody else. I have no privacy, Pravinji. You're getting it? This is our mindset. This is our mindset. External factors, there's no third choice. Either you should be by yourself or you should be with somebody else. And if you're by yourself, there's a problem. I'm lonely. If you're with other people, there's a problem. I have no privacy, right? So the point is that, what's the problem? The problem is your internal thinking. So external factors will never come to an end. So the wise people will think of, after all, what is your dharma? What is your purpose of life? Is to get rid of your sufferings and to expand your happiness to yourself and to all the beings. So how to get rid of this suffering is, you can do anything if your suffering comes to zero. That is your dharma. So the wise people say the moment they come to know that suffering is like the sound of a clap, they will not think of remove the external factors. They will think of remove the internal factors. So if the internal factors are removed, like the way the Buddha did, remove the internal factors, external factors, however strong, no sound. Sound of the misery stops. This is the wise people's approach. Okay, so this is the metaphor, the example that I'm giving you here, and I'm sure you have questions, right? Same. As per what I said thus far, in accordance with what I said thus far, if you have any questions to the points which I shared with you thus far, I like to take a question. Anybody, very quick? Any quick? If you have any question. What I said is that we have to get into the internal factors so that the sound of the misery starts. This is what I said. And what we see, everybody, whether you are male or female, it doesn't matter. We all seek to get rid of the suffering. Whether you're Buddhist or non-Buddhist, it doesn't matter. Whether educated or uneducated, it doesn't matter. From which country, it doesn't matter. We all seek to get rid of the miseries. Okay, for that, the wise people will think of getting rid of the internal factors. So the external factors will, in the first place, it will never come to the end, and is innumerable number. So therefore, even though the external factors are there, so strong, but your suffering will come to an end. The sound of the misery will stop. So this is what I said thus far. Any questions? Any questions? Very quick. Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Okay, read the yes.
How to get rid of internal factors?
Wow, that exactly this is the question that I'm waiting for. Thank you, Rithi. Wow, smart. So you ask a question on behalf of all of us. So the first, I'll say, what are the internal factors? And number two, how to get rid of the internal factors. You're getting it? This is how we have to approach. What are the internal factors? And the next one is how to get rid of the internal factors. Good? Okay. So one thing that I like to share with you is the internal factors. There are two. Internal factor one, which attracts the miseries. Internal factor number two, which limits your happiness. There are two internal factors. One, which attracts miseries, and the other, which limits your happiness, which does not allow you to have the infinite happiness, which limits your happiness. There's two factors. The first one, which attracts the miseries, that is ignorance, which attracts the miseries. Internal factor in the form which attracts miseries is the ignorance. And the internal factor which limits your happiness, this is self-grasping, a self-centered attitude. A self-centered attitude. The first one is self-ignorance, particularly the self-grasping ignorance. And second one is self-cherished mind or self-centered attitude. Okay. So having identified these two, how to get rid of these two internal factors? This is the question. Okay, let's say the first one, to get rid of the ignorance. This is so important. Now, particularly in the context of the first. So this is what we are studying. Mulamadhyamakakarika, the fundamental wisdom of the middle way. Of course, all the chapters are chapter 27, all the 27 chapters. And what we're doing here, chapter 24 and 18, is to exclusively how to get rid of the internal factor of the ignorance so that your miseries will come to an end. Okay. So for that matter, the okay. So in this connection, there is the Buddha taught how to get rid of this ignorance. And say if somebody were to ask you, what is the beauty of Buddhism? What is the beauty of Buddhism? One you can say is that it is based on reasoning. It is never based on blind faith. It is based on reasoning and analysis. Analysis and, in other words, the objectivity. How to look at things objectively. How not to follow blindly. This is one beauty on the basis of reasonings. It's because of this that you find many parallels between the quantum physics and the Buddhist concept of dependent origination and the relativity theory and the Buddhist concepts of the mutuality of dependence, and then with the neuroscience, the very rich psychology, Buddhist psychology, you can see say how the two things, the two disciplines can be enriching each other. Okay, so this is one point. Now, precisely, that is more the methodology. Now, precisely subject matter wise, one is the concept of how everything is like a dream. How everything is like a dream. Okay, so this, if you could see this, the screen sharing stands the verse 8. Verse 8, a star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash lighting, a cloud. See, conditioned things as such. So the Buddha taught how to see things, how to see your experiences, your, say, the families, relationships, your jobs, and your pains, happiness, all these things with these examples. So a star, a visual aberration meaning like a ghost, like a spectre, a flame of lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream. So we should learn how to see everything is like a dream. Okay. Flash of lightning, a cloud, see conditioned things as such. So all these things which are conditioned by causes and conditions should be seen like a dream, should be seen like a flash of lightning, a cloud, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a star, a visual aberration of the lamp. Okay, this is what the Buddha taught. And if you come to realize that everything is like a dream, with these examples, everything is like a dream, then your miseries will come to an end. In other words, what you said is that what attracts all the miseries, the internal condition, which attracts all the miseries is the ignorance. Ignorance. What is that ignorance? What is that ignorance? That ignorance is the mindset which misperceives the reality. That ignorance is the mindset which misperceives the reality of the world. What is that misperception? Okay. The misperception is that the reality is everything is like a dream. But we don't see them as like a dream. We see them as real. You're getting it? Okay, at least first, at least if you can, at least you can say, if you get these lines, that the ignorance is a mindset which misperceives the reality of the world. What is the reality? The reality and how the ignorance perceives. These two are very different. These two are contradictory. These two are not complementary. These two are contradictory. So the reality is everything is like a dream. And the ignorance sees everything as real. As opposed to dream-like, everything is seen as real. That is how the ignorance sees. Okay. Now, let me, before I go into the technical part, let me first say, take you to this simple example. Let's say that ignorance is seeing what is dream as real. Ignorance. Okay, what is dream? What is dream seen as real? That is ignorance. How many of you agree with me? What is dream? What is dream? What is in actually what is dream is seen as real. That is ignorance. Raise hands. Okay, let's say this is a light pinkish flower. And somebody says that this is brown. This is a brown. This is a brown flower. You say this is a brown flower. This is ignorance. How many agree with me? Okay, this white flower. You see, look at it. You see, this is a brown flower. This is ignorance. Raise hands. Very good. Okay, very good. Now and how many of you in your life you have seen the dream as real? Raise hands. How many of you in your life has seen your dream as real? Raise hands.
Yeah.
Okay, all of us. Okay, My question to you, seeing the dream as real, is this ignorance or this is wisdom? Raise your hands. Very quick, very quick. Elaine.
Geshe-la.
Huh? Elaine, say again.
Geshe-la.
Ignorance. Seeing the dream as real is ignorance. Now my question to you is, when does it happen? Seeing the dream as real, does it happen in the dream or outside the dream? Where
In
does
the
it
dream.
happen? Huh?
In the dream, when we are dreaming, then it seems like real.
Okay, the Sangamitra Banerjee.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Sangamitra,
whenever
yes.
we wake up, we realize that that was a dream, not real.
Exactly. Very good. Thank you, Sangamitra. So seeing the dream as real happens in the dream, not outside the dream. And seeing the dream as real is ignorance, the way Elaine said. And that happens in the dream, way Sangamitra said. So seeing the dream as real is ignorance, which happens in the dream. So therefore, you are affected by the dream. You're getting it? Outcome of this ignorance is you are being affected by the dream. Affected by the dream means you don't have the freedom. Right? Nobody should affect me. You know, I want peace. But then when the dream target comes, you have to run. You're affected. Right? In the dream, somebody says, what a stupid boy, what a stupid girl. Then you feel affected. You are being affected. So this says, say, in the dream, you see the dream as real. That is ignorance. And this ignorance happens in the dream. And in the dream, you are affected. So you go through miseries, loss of freedom. You have the loss of freedom. That you don't want to be affected, but you're affected by the dream. You're getting it? You're affected. You're affected means you have loss of freedom. Loss of freedom is misery. So in other words, seeing the dream as real, that is ignorance, and the outcome of that is the fear. Outcome of that is the loss of freedom. That is outcome. And seeing the dream as dream is ignorance or wisdom. It's wisdom. And where does it happen? Inside the dream or outside the dream? Outside the dream. Outside the dream. Okay. So how can you come out of the dream? Anybody, very quick. You want the wisdom. You don't want the ignorance. How to come out? How to come out of the dream? Ridvi?
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up. How to come out of the dream? Wake up. It is because of this that the Buddha Shakyamuni is revered as the fully awakened one. You're getting it? It's for this reason, the way the Ridvi said, that the Buddha said, if you don't want this ignorance, wake up. Because ignorance happens in the dream, not outside the dream. It happens in the dream. Don't stay in the dream. How not to stay in the dream? Wake up. It's for this reason that the Buddha is revered as the fully awakened one. We have to wake up. Okay. So now the dream, seeing the dream as real, that is the ignorance. And this ignorance is with somebody else or is within you. Where is it? Which attracts this problem in you? Where is this ignorance? Within you or somebody else? It's all within you. That is the internal factor which attracts all the miseries. You're getting it? Okay. So the next question is, okay, yes, that makes sense now. Now how to get rid of this ignorance? How to get rid of this ignorance, which is one of the two internal factors, how to get rid of this ignorance. This is the question. So my next question to you is, what's the difference between this flower in my left hand, the white flower in the left hand, and the red flower in my right hand? What's the difference between the two? Anybody? What difference is there? Okay, what do you see in the, okay, to make it very simple, what is in my left hand? White flower, yes? You agree? Left hand?
Light pink flower.
Light pink flower. Okay. What is my the left hand? Light pink flower. What flower is my right hand? Pilavi?
There's no flower.
No flower. There's no flower in my right hand. You're getting it? Okay. Imagine a red flower. Imagine a red flower in my on the right hand. You're getting it? So now what is my left hand is the pinkish, light pink flower. And what is my right hand is an imaginary red flower. You're getting it? Okay. Now you tell me the difference between these two. What's the difference between these two flowers? The pinkish flower in my left hand and the imaginary red flower in my right hand. What's the difference? There are so many differences there. You can just tell us. Okay, Ridvi, tell me one difference.
One we can see with our eyes and one we can see with our mind.
Very good. That's amazing. One we can see with the eyes. One we can see just with the mind, mental consciousness, not by a sensory consciousness, not by your eyes, with your mental consciousness. Very good, Ridvi, thank you. Anybody else? What other differences are there between these two, Shandila?
The light pink flower has a substance, whereas the imaginary red flower has no substance.
Okay, these are very important. Light pink flower here, there's a substance there, there's object there, whereas the red flower in my right, imaginary red flower in my right hand is purely imaginary. Purely imaginary means what is coming from your mind. What is coming from your mind? Good. Okay, Gorilla.
Geshe-la, the light pink flower has functionality, whereas the imaginary red flower has no function that I can see.
Very good. So light pink flower in my left hand has the functionality. It can function. Whereas the imaginary one cannot function. Okay, now with this, what you learned is that one does not have function, the other one is function. One can be seen by your eyes, the other cannot be seen by eyes, but seen by your mental consciousness. One has a substance there, one does not have a substance there. All these, if I were to put them all together, just you judge and tell me, if I were to put all these together, what I would say is that the white pink flower, it exists from the object is something. There's something there from the object as a substance which my eyes can see. Whereas the imaginary red flower in my right hand, it does not exist from the object. It's just purely comes from the subject. How many agree with me? Raise your hands. Okay, very good. Very good. If you agree with this, this is so important. Okay. Now, this is a good, in fact, this is a very good option. Okay. So what I don't know whether this is going to be effective. Okay. Let's say you try to look at somebody on the screen. Do you see all the people there on the screen? Okay, you try to have the gallery version of the screen, and then you just pick up somebody and try to look at that person. Okay, okay. So so this. Okay, what you do is that we'll do one thing. So here, let's say that the Puja will look at Ritvi and Ritvi will look at Puja. Pallavi will look at Carolyn Ming will look at Pallavi. And then the Jacob will look at Gelik Chamba will look at Jacob. Likewise, Nima, Lorena Wong, Pravinji and the Shandila, and Subhashniji and Hamola, Sawan Hamola, and Sirin Kumbhela and the Payal Acharya. And then the Thomas and Nivedita, Lianchu and the Laura Gibson, and Kim Louis and Kim Louis' partner. Okay, Kim Louis and Elaine, and Frisla and Gorilla. That's it. So we all okay. Look at the other person. Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, very good. So I can see that when you identify who the other person you are looking at, and the other person knows that you are looking at that person, you're all smiling. I can see that, right? Okay, now what you do is that, you close your eyes and think of the same person who made you smile. You close your eyes and think of the same person who made you smile. Sibila, just close your eyes and think of. Okay, very good. Now open your eyes. Now I see that none of you are smiling. None of you are smiling, right? Okay. Say, when you were looking at the other person, you smiled. When you're thinking, you're not smiling. Why? Anybody raise hands? When you are looking at the other person, you know the other person looking at you, and you are looking at the other person, you are smiling. But when you are just imagine this person in your thinking, in your mind, you are not smiling. Why? Anybody? Very quick. Okay. To save. Yes.
So we saw all the senses getting engaged with a form in front of you who's like we're mirroring that form.
Okay.
With all the
senses
engaged.
What sense? You only the eye sense is engaged.
Only the eye sense, yes.
Yes. So when you close the eyes, your mind sense will be engaged. Right? Okay. Anybody who can give an answer? Okay, Thomas.
It's the interaction between me and the others, which make a smile. But when I close eyes, I have no interaction with others. I am just in my mind, so it's boring, It's,
Very good, Thomas. Thank you. So when you, okay, Elaine, you want to add?
To say, Geshe-la, that we think that the person we are seeing is real, but the person we imagine in our head, we do not take it as real.
Very good. It's not real, so therefore it's very boring. Right? It's very boring to think of that. Gorilla. Same. Gorilla. Say it again.
Yes, also that we think the person is real.
Exactly. Okay. So the message is, this is so important. We will do it, and then we will go to the text. You're getting it? So with this, what message we got is that the person that you are seeing is really living there. It's so real there. It's so real. It's not coming from our mind. It's there, right? And then when you think, it's very boring. It's just your mind thinking, right? It's not mind thinking. From the object, there's nothing there as this person. So when you think of the person, and still if you smile, which means that you have to go to mental hospital, right? Yeah. If you just think about it and you start smiling, right? Then it's very dangerous. Okay. So what Thomas said is very true. That just think of the same person is very boring. Because you know that it's, after all, it's coming from my mind. It's not from the object. So one is seen as from the object. One is seen from the mind, from the subject. You getting it? When you see it coming from the subject, you know that it will not affect you. You're getting it? When you see it's from the object, when you see that it's from the object, I must smile. Otherwise, if I show anger, the person will be very unhappy. You're getting it? You are a little stiff. They say, you know that it's not in my hand. So it's with the other person. Whereas when you know that it's coming from my mind, it's very boring. It's all, after all, it's everything is in my mind. Why should I have to do it? You're getting it? When you see that it's coming from your mind, then see the boring means that your mind is not being affected. It's not being affected by the object. When you see it's coming from the object, then the mind is being affected. This is extremely important concept. When you see things as from the object, your mind is affected. Your mind loses its stability, is being affected. It's affected means that you have lost the freedom. Because I want the total peace, and something is there from the object to disturb me. Whereas when you see that nothing is there to disturb me, I feel at peace. You're getting it? This is extremely important concept. Of course, we have to study more. To get to this realization, we have to study more, we have to reflect more. Okay, so in other words, which do you prefer? Very interesting ghost dream, or you wake up, huh? You wake up to think about the ghost is very boring. Which is more interesting? Okay, let me repeat this question. One is scenarios where you are having the dream of the ghost chasing you, right? And you have no time for feeling bored, for you to feel bored. A ghost is chasing you, you're busy running. Okay, this is one dream. Another scenario is where you wake up and then oh yeah, I dreamt of the ghost, but that was just my dream. And then just to continue to think about this, ruminate, to think about this goes over and over again. It's very boring, right? I'm freed from the ghost chasing me. Okay, which do you prefer? The first where the ghost is chasing you and you have no time to feel bored, you run for your life. And the other one, you wake up and you are free from the ghost chasing you. Which do you prefer? Ridley?
Wake up.
Wake up. Thomas, wake up. Yeah, number 2. Okay, this is the point. You're getting it? This point. So when we wake up, then the dream contents stop affecting us. That is a freedom. That's a freedom. You're getting it? That's the freedom. Whereas, say say, okay. So what Thomas brought up, this is interesting. This I may not discuss too much in detail now, but if interested, we can discuss it sometimes later when you do. Oh, I think that I see that many of you are doing none of the diploma course and none of the master's course. Those who are not doing that, then we can discuss. See if you can do those programs and the master's course and diploma course from Tibet House. So in these classes, then we discuss these topics in more detail. For example, with the Thomas question, Thomas said, it's very boring. You want to feel bored or not? You feel you want to be more active or what do you call it? Fresh. Of course, nobody wants to feel bored. You're getting it? Nobody wants to feel bored. So there, when you feel bored, again, there's a problem. When you feel bored, it is like, okay, I have the what? Okay, I have the gadget. I have the gadget. I have the games to play, but this gadget is taken away by my father. So now I feel so bored. So which means that you have a feeling that there's objectively something there, and I'm not getting it. So then you feel bored. Whereas there's also objectification there. There's also objectification there. When the objective, even the feeling of the boredom also is because of the objectification. If you are free from objectification, then the feeling of boredom will be disappeared, and you stop to be affected by the external factors. You're getting it? This is so precious concept. So the point is that finally, what should we do? Wake up. There's a point. What do you mean by wake up? To know everything like a dream. You're getting it? We said that to know the dream as dream happens only when you wake up. To see the dream as real happens in the dream. So don't be in the dream. Wake up. How to wake up? See everything as like a dream. Okay. This is the basic concept. And of course, the chapter 26, I'm not going to go into detail as to how to wake up. You're getting it? But what are the demerits of not waking up? What are the merits of waking up? This is what we're going to study in chapter 24. Okay, with this in mind, we are on stanza 7. Okay, we're on stanza 7. So, thus far, till stanza 6, the opponents who believe things as objectively real, not as a dream. So they were arguing against the Nagarjuna that if everything is like a dream, then everything becomes like your purely subjective from your mind. If everything is coming from your mind, then you cannot account for the activities of the world arising and ceasing. And Four Noble Truths not possible. 3 jewels not possible. 8 Sangha members not possible, and so forth. And then the dharma and non-dharma not possible. All these, they say they simply argued against they threw all the debates and arguments against Nagarjuna. So Nagarjuna listened thus far, listened to them so well, and now responded. Finally, they concluded. Then Nagarjuna responded by making a summary. Stanza 7. We said that this understanding of yours, all the accusation that you made against me, all the blames, all the contradictions that you indicated towards me, it's not because that I have the contradictions. It's because of your inability to understand 3 things. What are they? Number 1, of emptiness. Number 2, the purpose of emptiness. Number 3, the meaning of emptiness. 3, right? Because you fail to see these 3 things well, so you see the problems in me. For example, it is what Nagarjuna is saying is like, say, if you go to, say, you live next to Mount Kailash. And Mount Kailash is so clean, spick and span clean, so wide, so beautiful. And then a group of tourists comes to Mount Kailash, expecting the same beauty as you are seeing. And these people, they're putting on the glasses to stop the glare from the snow. And these glasses, unfortunately, these glasses are not of good quality. They're really bad quality, very murky. And through these glasses, invariably they see the Mount Kailash is dirty and murky. And then they said that, oh, what is this Mount Kailash? You said it's so beautiful, but it's not just as beautiful. It's so dirty there. What will you say? Anybody? Raise hands very quick. Anybody? What will you say?
It is the glass to be blamed, not the mountain.
Okay, Sanghamitra. Okay, Sanghamitra saying that, and the Sanghamitra would say that it is your problem. It's your problem of your glasses, not the problem of Mount Kailash. You're getting it? Okay. Likewise, say the Nagarjuna is telling the opponents that you blaming all these, you are accusing all these things against me. It's not because that I have the problem. It's because of your glasses. Your glasses of failing to see, the glasses which made you to fail to see the 3 things: emptiness, the purpose of emptiness, and the meaning of emptiness. And yesterday Pilavi asked, what's the difference between the emptiness per se and the meaning of emptiness? These 2 are like same. What's the difference? Okay, this is what I'd like to share with you. For this, the first, what is emptiness? You fail to understand what emptiness is, what the purpose of emptiness is, what the meaning of emptiness is. You fail to understand these 3 things. When you fail to understand these 3 things, like when you fail to have a clean glass, as opposed to a very dirty, murky glass, you are bound to see the Mount Kailash is dirty. It's not because the Mount Kailash is dirty, it's because of your unclean glasses put on. Okay, so likewise, you having put on you failing to see these 3 points well, you fail to appreciate what I'm saying. So what are the 3 points? The first, let me very quickly tell you that of the 3, we'll discuss the number 2 first. Number 2, that is the purpose of the wisdom of emptiness. Purpose of emptiness. The purpose of emptiness, how they understand. See, you are saying the way Ritvi said, the way the Elaine said, Thomas said, that we're to wake up from the ignorance, to see the dream as dream, right? We're to wake up. So the dream is not real. The opponents say that to see the dream as not real, this is nihilism. This is nihilism. That nothing exists objectively, this nihilism. This is what their opponents are saying. Because this is nihilism, your afflictions, your mental disturbance, afflictions meaning mental disturbance. Your mental disturbance cannot be stopped. This is what the opponent is saying. But Nagarjuna said that no, the purpose of the emptiness is that the purpose of emptiness, to meditate emptiness, you get this emptiness, and the purpose of this is that your mental agitation, fear will dissolve. You wake up and the fear of the ghost in the dream will dissolve. You wake up, right? You wake up to see that the dream is not real. It's empty of being real, emptiness. Emptiness of being real. Your fear of the dream ghost chasing you will stop. The purpose of the understanding emptiness is to remove your afflictions. But if the emptiness is nihilism, it will not help. It will not remove the afflictions, not remove the fears. So therefore, your understanding, you have not understood the purpose for which we are espousing the concept of emptiness. Number one, you're getting it. Let me repeat it. This is very important. You may think that you got it. There's a little nuance there. The clarity is required. The purpose of emptiness is to remove your mental agitation, mental fear. Whereas, how you understand my explanation of emptiness as nihilism, the purpose of removing afflictions cannot be done. If this is how you understand it, because my understanding of emptiness, you get it, and your afflictions will dissolve. That's the purpose. The fears will dissolve, like waking up and the fear of the ghost chasing you in the dream will stop. This is the purpose. So you do not know the purpose on the basis of which I'm explaining the emptiness. You have not got it, number one. Okay, number two, what exactly is emptiness? Okay, for this we go to chapter 18. Chapter 18, stanza 9. If you have the textbook with you, well and good. If not, we're going to do a screen sharing. Chapter 18, stanza 9. Okay, so what exactly is emptiness? What exactly is emptiness? The emptiness is demarcated. It's demarcated with 5 attributes. The emptiness is demarcated with 5 attributes. So these are all these 5 attributes extremely profound. Whereas, on the contrary, how the emptiness that Nagarjuna is explaining, and the opponents are trying to say that Nagarjuna, your interpretation of emptiness is nihilism. In fact, recently I came across a newspaper clip where somebody from another religion, not Buddhist, he wrote an article on Buddhism and said that the nihilist Buddhism. This is exactly the opponents of Nagarjuna, what they are trying to depict Nagarjuna as nihilist. This is exactly what was written in that newspaper clip. Some scholar, non-Buddhist scholar, wrote saying that nihilist Buddhism would say that nothing exists. It wrote like that. This is very, very misguided information. This is exactly what these opponents they are saying here. So now, and they say, if you are to understand emptiness as just nothingness, there is no profundity at all there. Whereas the real understanding of emptiness is so profound with these 5 attributes. And you get each of these 5 attributes, you will see that it's so profound, and then you will see the peace coming in your mind. Okay, let's see. The first, it says, not dependent upon another. There's a nihilist. It is like saying that, okay, I have a flower in my hand. You said, there's no flower. What I'm seeing is deceptive. There's no flower there. If you say this is nihilist, this is so easy. But not dependent upon another, which means that the real experience of emptiness is not something which somebody says and you'll get it. No, it'll never happen like this. Not dependent upon another saying something and then you get it. For example, I say 2 + 3 = 5. Instantly you get it. Instantly you'll get it. You'll understand, how 2 plus 3 combine together, add together, will make 5. Instantly you'll get it. Whereas emptiness, things are all dreamlike. Even if I say this to you, if you have not studied very systematically, even if I say that everything is like a dream, what he must be saying, right? You'll never get it. So, not dependent upon another saying it, and then you experience it. No, it never happened like this. Number one. Then number two is peaceful. Okay. Number two is peaceful. Okay, the peaceful. This is the example that I gave you. Example that I gave you is, say, the glasses that you put on, they are so murky. They are so murky. And with this pair of glasses on, you look at Mount Kailash, you see the Mount Kailash so murky, so dirty here, there. You see everything so dirty here. So this dirtiness, when you see that disturbs your mind. Whereas when you put on the clean glass on, that earlier mental disturbance, seeing the dirtiness, that disturbance will all dissolve. Peace will be felt, peaceful. The experience of this emptiness will give a tremendous peace. It's not nothingness. Nothingness will not give you the peace. Number two. Number three, not elaborated by elaboration. Okay, this is a subtle concept. If you get it, well and good. If not, don't worry too much. Okay. Say, when you wake up to see that the dream flower and the dream table and the dream chair, both are your dreams. The objectivity of the dream table to be real, objectivity of the dream chair to be real. These two things, they dissolve, and in your experience, someone who's waking up from your point of view, these two experiences, they merge together. You're getting it? In the dream, these two experiences are very different. One is, okay, let's say, the dream ghost, and your dream mother. The dream ghost, there's a tremendous fear. The dream mother, there's a tremendous love there. So emotionally, you see such contrast there. When you wake up, the dream ghost seen as not real. The dream mother not seen as not real. So there, these two experiences, they merge. You're getting it? Likewise, what we see as different things, flower, house, and so forth, when you experience the ultimate reality directly, when you experience that, all these things will become more like merged, and the merged not as distinct entities. So these distinct entities were seen only in the dream. You're getting it? These things, distinct, the dream ghost, dream mother, dream chocolate, dream water, and so forth are seen as distinct in the dream, not as distinct outside the dream. So the words, what the words convey, words make the distinction. This is a flower. I don't want flower. I don't want a blue flower. I want a pink flower. All these distinctions are made by the words. In the experience of emptiness, all these distinctions dissolve. You're getting it? Distinctions dissolve. Sickness, aging, death, tension, all dissolve. All these distinctions dissolve. That is the feeling of the acquiring the ultimate peace. So, but the words, what they express, they express the distinctions. Distinctions are created by not elaborated by elaboration. Elaboration here is the words. Elaboration by the words. So this real experience of emptiness, all these elaborations done by the words to make the distinctions will dissolve. Okay, not thought. This is interesting. In the dream, your thoughts are so busy. In the dreams, your thoughts are so busy with the dream contents. The moment you wake up, your thoughts, busyness of your thought, the movement of your thoughts related to the dreams will start. So, not thought meaning the flow of the mind. Your mind, involuntary movement of the mind, that stops. The fear The fear is the involuntary movement of the mind. The fear is the involuntary activity of the mind. All these will start without distinctions. Without distinctions, this is, okay, the first one, not elaborate elaborations, is also without distinction, but that is in the context of the subject. The words as a subject, they cannot really explain what the real emptiness is, because they make distinctions. Object-wise, they make distinctions. This is a flower, this is this, this not. Whereas the real experience of emptiness, all the distinctions dissolve. So the words cannot, what they express doesn't really represent the true experience of the emptiness. Why? Because on the object, in the experience of emptiness, there's no distinction there. These are the characteristics of thatness. Okay, we have to study these 5 points more often. More often? Good. Now the next part, the number 3. Number 3 is that the, what's number 3? The meaning of emptiness. The meaning of emptiness. Okay, this is very important. Okay, the meaning of emptiness. Okay, emptiness. Many people, the way this, the person who wrote this article in the journal, I don't want to mention the person or what religious group that is. I don't want to mention this. The person said that the nihilist Buddhists, that person just read something about Nagarjuna, and then they think that the person got Nagarjuna for it. This is very unfortunate. Okay, so what is answer emptiness? According to that person who wrote this article, the emptiness means nihilism. Nihilism means nothing exists. Okay, whereas this is not the point. Emptiness is not the meaning of nothingness, it's the meaning of dependent origination. Let us not forget this. Emptiness, if somebody asks what is the meaning of emptiness, meaning of emptiness is not nothingness, it is dependent origination. Okay, now for this we need to understand how it is dependent origination. Emptiness means dependent origin. Number 1, emptiness means dependent origination. Number 2, dependent origination means the middle way. Number 3, therefore emptiness means the middle way. Let me say this again. Number 1, emptiness means dependent origination. Number 2, dependent origination means the middle way. Number 3, therefore emptiness means the middle way. If I say A equals B and B equals C, then it's your job to say that A equals C. You're getting it? Likewise, emptiness equals dependent origination. Dependent origination equals the middle way. Therefore, emptiness equals the middle way. This is what we have to learn. Okay, the first part. How emptiness equals dependent origination. How? For that, we need to know 5 points. For that, we need to know 5 points. Number 1 is emptiness. Emptiness. Number 2, emptiness is not just nothingness. Emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Number 2, number 1, emptiness. And emptiness doesn't mean nothingness. Emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Number 2. Number 3, emptiness of independent existence means nothing exists independently. Number 3. Number 3, nothing exists independently. Number 4, nothing exists independently means, number 4, everything exists by dependence. This is number 4. Everything exists by dependence. Number 5, everything exists by dependence means everything is dependently originated. Everything is dependently arising, dependently originated. So with these 5 points, we come to realize that emptiness means dependent origination. With this token of reasoning, we come to realize emptiness means dependent origination. Let me repeat this. The first, emptiness. Number two, emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Number two, emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Number three, emptiness of independent existence means nothing exists independently. Nothing exists independently. Number four, nothing exists independent means everything exists by dependence. Number four, everything exists by dependence. Number five, everything exists by dependence means everything is dependently originated. So this is how we deduce emptiness to mean dependent origination. First part is done. Second part, dependent origination means the middle way. How dependent origination means the middle way? Because dependent origination has two sides, dependence and origination. Dependence. When we say dependence, the opposite of the dependence is independence. When you say dependence, opposite of which is independence. So, when you say dependence, it rejects the independence. Independence, something existing independently, something existing absolutely, is two the same. So when you say something exists dependently, when you say something is dependent, you are rejecting independence or you are rejecting absolutism. So by the first part, dependence, it rejects the extreme of absolutism. The second part, origination. When you say origination, you are saying that something comes into origination, something comes into existence. Something comes into existence means opposite of existence is non-existence or nihilism. So with origination, nihilism is rejected. Extreme of nihilism is rejected. With dependence, extreme of absolutism is rejected. Origination, the extreme of nihilism is rejected. And combining the dependent and origination together, combining these together rejects the two extremes. Dependent origination rejects the two extremes. Rejecting the two extremes is following the middle way. So this is how dependent origination means the middle way. Now, these two combine together. Emptiness means dependent origination, and dependent origination means the middle way. Combining together, you understand that emptiness means middle way. Because it is middle way, it is not nihilism. Nihilism is one of the extremes. So it's as opposed to extreme, it is a middle way. Okay, this is what we have to learn. Okay, now, so this is so for that we turn to stanza 18, stanza 19 of this same text, chapter 24, stanza 18 and 19. The meaning is explained of stanza 18 and 19. Good. Okay, stanza 18, which reads, whatever is dependently arisen, dependently originated, dependently arisen, dependently originated is a matter of translation. English translation, they mean the same. Whatever is dependently arisen or dependently originated, that is explained to be emptiness. Emptiness is not nothingness. It is dependent origination. And what is dependent origination? That being a dependently designated, dependent designation, meaning that comes with being by dependence on your mind. Dependent designation means by dependence on your mind designating things. Therefore, is itself the middle way. So the first one says emptiness means dependent origination, and number two says dependent origination means the middle way. So therefore, emptiness itself is the middle way. So this stanza is extremely precious. And the next stanza, since there is no phenomenon that is not dependent originated, therefore there is no phenomenon that is not empty. Since there is no phenomenon that is not dependent originated, therefore there is no phenomenon that is not empty of objective reality. Okay, full form is that is not empty of objective reality, empty of intrinsic reality. These two stanzas, His Holiness the Dalai oftentimes encourages, advises people to memorize the two stanzas and reflect on the meanings of these two stanzas on a daily basis. This is what is known as the advices. This is the advice that is known gives. Okay, so these two stanzas will help us to understand the meaning of dependent origination, meaning of what emptiness is, meaning of emptiness as dependent origination. Now we go back to stanza 7 once more. Stanza 7. Okay, now things will become easy for us. Okay, I will quickly take another 10 minutes to finish as much of the stanzas. And then if we get a little more time to explain what emptiness is in the coming days, that will be very helpful for all of us. Okay, stanza 7, which we already read again, read it, we'll read it again. Now it'll make sense to you. We say that this understanding of yours, how you, the opponents, interpret my explanation of emptiness, the purpose of emptiness, and the meaning of emptiness is incorrect. How you interpret my understanding of the emptiness, the purpose of emptiness, and the meaning of emptiness is incorrect. Thus, you perceive contradiction in us. Number 8, the Buddha's teaching of the Dharma. The Buddha's teaching of the Dharma is based on two truths: a truth of worldly convention and ultimate. This is an extremely concise, very dense the verse. Okay. Gallery. Okay. This is very important. How many of you sometimes get a feeling that if everything is the nature of emptiness, right? Emptiness, then how can we posit the functionality, right? Cause and effect, the functionality. How can I explain the functionality if I see that nothing exists as real or as nothing exists as objectively real? How many of you have this problem? Raise hands. Okay, Korila, Thomas, Nimala, Hamula, Kimrui, Chandila, no? Chandila, no problem. Yes. Okay, Lenchu, no problem. Lenchu, no problem.
Sorry, Geshe, can you say that again? I missed that.
Okay, my question is that how many of you, they say after studying about emptiness, or meditating on emptiness, reflecting on emptiness, how many of you, at least once in a while, you get this feeling that if everything is empty of objective existence, then how can I explain the functionality? Where is the functionality? So this contradiction, how many of you felt that in your life? Once, twice, or many times? Raise hands. Chandila, Korila, Elaine, Elora, Lorena, Wong, Kim, Nimala, Pooja.
No problem.
Okay, Siringla. Okay, Sibila.
No problem.
No problem.
No.
Okay, Sibila is no problem. Lucky. Okay. In fact, when I was young meaning when I was like 20, when I was 21, I had this severe problem. So the problem was that I was in my monastery, the first monastery, Institute of Buddhist Dialectics. And then one of my teachers, he was a hermit, in solitude, in the mountains. And some of his students, foreign students, American, Yugoslavian students, for them, I had to go to translate from my monastery to his hermitage. It takes about, say, if you're very healthy, it'll take about like 45 minutes walking. Whereas now, if I'm to walk, it may take like 1 hour, 2 minutes. But in those days, if I walk leisurely, when very young, it takes up 40 minutes. Then so my teacher would send me a message. Of course, I have many teachers. I'm in the institute, and I teachers my institute. I have to also follow the rules and regulations of the institute. And then my teacher in the hermitage, Venerable Gilamin Rinpoche, he would ask me to help translate. for his students. And oftentimes the timetable was like, I'll say the morning prayers in the institute finishes by begins 6 and finishes by 7:30. And 7:30, and I'm expected to be there in the my teacher's place like 8:30. So I have 1 hour. 1 hour is good enough. I finish the prayer, instantly I can rush. So whereas sometimes what happens is that our institute prayers can get extended. Meant to be 1:30, 1.5 hours, it can extend to 2 hours. Then I started to be free. And then this one will have, then I really rush, I really run. And it happens so many times. So what happens to my mind, what is going in my mind was that, now look, I'm learning that everything is, there's nothing from the object. It's all what, your, I'll say the mental projection, mental imputation. If everything is mental imputation, why don't I impute that I'm already there in the hermitage? And somebody in the hermitage who wants to come down to do a little bit of groceries and so forth, they can imagine that we are there in the town, and then we swap. And then we don't have to put any effort. But I have to put effort. Okay. So this was what I used to think. So there, my thought was, when I was thinking of that, my understanding of emptiness then was nihilistic, which means that whatever I think should happen. That is a nihilistic understanding of emptiness. This is not the real understanding of emptiness. So the real understanding of emptiness is that you should be able to see dependent origination. But depends on the distance, and I'm not like, what is his name? The fastest bolt. What Bolt? Huh? Usain Bolt? Yes. I'm not as fast as Usain Bolt. And the distance is big, but depends on these factors, and also slow, but depending on these factors, for me, not reaching there instantly is originated. Dependent origination. You're getting it? So therefore, say, if you really understand emptiness in the context of dependent origination, then you will respect the functionality more. So whereas if you see emptiness as nihilism, then all these contradictions will come in your mind. Then I can just think that I'm the prime minister of the Singaporean, I'm the prime minister of America, so that I can change the world, right? I can teach emptiness to everybody. I'll force everybody to study emptiness. But this is just imagination. So the point is that pure imagination, what is the difference between nihilism and emptiness? Emptiness means dependent origination, where the functionalities operate. Nihilism is what defines the functionality. This is different. So this we have to keep in mind. Okay, so now with this, the point is that, okay, how many of you know that the world is operating on the basis of a proper cause and effect on the relationship? How many of you agree with me that the world is operating on the basis of the proper cause and effect relationship? Raise hands. Okay, I'm not really into politics, but I mean, if I may say something here. Okay, something went into my eyes. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, let's say that by dependence on is this political? Don't worry. By dependence on casting word to the wrong person, right? The whole world suffers. From whole world suffers now. So thus far, America really feels proud of the democracy. Yes, of course, it's a great democracy, I would say. If there's many limitations, but overall, it's a great democracy. As though like thus far, as though like there's no room for what is that? Like the autocracy. You know, somebody just bully, somebody just abuse the democracy. No, there's no room. This is the impression that we get. People say they're champion of democracy. Now the wrong person is elected, the person can become autocrat. There's a room for autocracy. Every danger is there. People are suffering so much now. You're getting it? By dependence on causing by dependence on creating the wrong conditions, wrong causes, miseries will be created. This is how the world operates. This is how the world operates. So what I'm saying is that this is how the world operates. The world operates with the correct causes and conditions. You're getting it? Okay. Now, how it is not nihilism? This is what I like to explain to you. This is so important. So there are two things. How we go about doing that? One is by first going to emptiness. Go into emptiness and then try to see the functionality. This is very difficult. When you go into the emptiness first, try to explore what emptiness is, right? First explore what emptiness is, then you dissolve yourself in emptiness. Where is Dorji? Where is Shanti? Where is Thomas? You try to explore. And then you say, my body is not a self, my mind is not a self. You go like this, and this self-dissolves. Self-dissolves. Okay, let's say whether it's the very refined understanding of emptiness or not, but still you're getting something. And then from there, when you go towards the functionality, how the world operates, how do you account, how do you explain the functionality of the world? That's very difficult. So I personally find that this is very helpful. Instead of going first into emptiness, into functionality, first we go from functionality to emptiness. How? What do you do is that first, let's say that, okay, what is this? Jacob, what is this?
That is a flower.
Flower.
A white flower.
White flower. The puja, tell me. Okay, what is this? What's happening? Puja.
The flowers.
I'm hitting my hand with the flower. So this act of hitting the flower is happening. You're getting it? And if instead of the flower, if it is a knife, it's very dangerous. It can cut my hands. But the flower is very nice. You're getting it? Okay. So there's a functionality there. There's a functionality there. Start from the functionality. You're getting it? If you do good things, happiness follow. If you could do bad things, the bad things will happen. If you study well, you will become good. You will have good knowledge. If you don't study, you will not accumulate any knowledge, and so forth. The functionality is there. Undeniable functionality is there. And if you drive on the right lane in Singapore, is there any problem or not?
Yes, because we drive on the
Yes, there's a problem. What's the problem?
Because the rule is that we drive on the left.
So you'll be fined.
Yes, more than that.
Yes, you'll be fined. You're getting it? You may be even imprisoned. We never know. Imprisoned or you'll be fined. Whereas if you drive from the left lane, it's perfect. Whereas in America, okay, the Sibila, if you drive on the right lane, is fine or not fine? Sibila, Sibi Gershoni.
Not fine in my country.
Yeah, in Israel, it's not to drive on the right side. It's not correct.
No, right side is correct.
Okay, you drive on the right side, not on the left. If you drive on the left, you'll be fine, or you have some problem. Okay, so this is a functionality. You're getting it? This is a functionality we cannot deny. Start from there. Start from there. Okay, start from there. The point is that, okay, how many of you say the breakfast is so important? Raise hands. Okay, Jacob. Okay, most of us, that's interesting. Some people, they don't care about the breakfast. Just have a cup of tea or no tea is fine, right? Some people have breakfast, is without breakfast, then the whole, you mood off, right? Yesterday, I did not get the lunch on time. I was mood off. Yesterday, you did not, I don't know whether you felt it, right? Yeah. Okay, so what I'm saying is that the breakfast is very important. Start from there. You gotta get in the breakfast. I need to have the cereals. I need to have the milk. I need to have the coffee. I need to have this, that, and so forth. Okay, with this, then because of this, then what happens? I feel okay now. I start my day in a happy mood. But these things are missing. Then, mom, what happened to what happened to this? What happened to that? Or your husband, what happened to this? What happened to that? Your wife, what happened to this? The whole day is just, you lost your whole day. Okay, so what I'm saying is that these things are the functionalities of the world. You're getting it? These are the functionalities of the world. These are the undeniable functions. Not only functionalities, the undeniable functionalities. You're getting it? Let's not forget this. Okay, now, this is what is happening. If I ask you, the next thing, now I take it a little deeper. I ask you, what is this? Jacob says, this is a white flower. You getting it? Then I show the same object through electron microscope. Then you will see just electrons. So first, you will see the cells. Then you will see the, I'll say the mitochondria, the nucleus, the cytoplasm, and so forth. Then through further fine-tuning the electron microscope, then you will see the DNA molecules, the chromosomes, DNA molecules. Then you will see the atom. Okay, let's stop there, right? What are you seeing? You're seeing atoms. Okay, my question to you. Earlier, what you undeniably saw is the flower. Where's that flower now? Now, you just see the pool of atoms, that's it. There's no way for you to see the flower. There's no way that you are seeing the flower. Just the atoms there, nothing there. Where was that flower? Which we described as undeniable functionality. Undeniably existent flower. Where's that? Then the question arises to you. Okay, where is that? Earlier I saw it. I undeniably saw this. Now it's no more there. You're getting it? Undeniably saw means I undeniably perceive it. You're getting it? Perceive it. This perception was undeniably happening. And behind this, whether it exists or not, that is not sure. But perceive. The functionality that is what I'm perceiving undeniably. This undeniable functionality is what I'm perceiving. You getting it? Okay, this is what I'm perceiving. What are you perceiving? I'm perceiving the undeniable functionality of the world. This is what I'm perceiving. Now, you subject this, what you see as undeniable functionality, you subject this to analysis, ultimate analysis, right? Same, to make it very simple. Water molecule. Say the water molecule. The water. This water is made of H2O. Two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. You split these atoms, there's no water. You're getting, there's no water there. The moment you split these things, there's no water there. The moment you see the same water into an electron microscope, you will see the individual atoms. That's it. You will not see the water anywhere. Okay, so as you go closer to object, then the functionalities, the function of the world starts to disintegrate or starts to be dismantled. This is what is known as quantum physics. Quantum physics talks about how the world that we are seeing is not the reality on the micro perception. In the micro reality, the world that we are perceiving is not the reality. What we are seeing is just the perception. You're getting it? So what is that thing that you're perceiving, that you were perceiving? The infallible cause and effect. Infallible cause and effect, or the undeniable cause and effect. That is what you're perceiving. So what you're perceiving is the mere perceiving, mere perception. Behind that, there's nothing there. Like this water, it's just electrons, protons, neutrons. Like this flower, electrons, protons, neutrons. Like my body, electrons, protons, neutrons. You're getting it? On the level of the atomic level, on the level of the atoms, electrons, protons, neutrons, that this body is a male body, this body is a female body. It makes no sense. This all. It's quite scary, right? All this concept of this is a flower, this is human being, this is chocolate, this is rock, all these will dissolve. And you are not exaggerating it, you are discovering it. You are discovering it. And so what was that functionality then? That functionality is on the one level, is on the level of the perception. Beyond the perception, the functionality dissolves. Functionality, does it exist? Yes, it does exist. It is undeniable reality. Where does it exist? It exists on the perception level, right? On the appearance level. Beyond that, it dissolves. Okay, this is what we should understand. Okay, so the point is that what we see, what we perceive, that is one reality. Beyond that is another reality. What is perceived, that reality is known as conventional reality. And then beyond this, what is there is known as ultimate reality. With the same object, the water, same object, this one, what is in my hand? If I ask you, what is there? Most of you will say water. The chemist will say H2O. And the physicist will say electrons, protons, neutrons. And all these three answers, they differ. But all these three answers are correct. Correct from their own respective perception. From the perception of the electrons, protons, neutrons, the concept of water dissolves. But with the same object, look at from distance. From distance, you see it as water, and it functions as water. You go closer, the water dissolves. The concept of the water dissolves, and the functionality of the water dissolves with the same object. So the point is that the water exists on one level, which we call as a mere perception. On the perception level, that is known as conventional truth. And the truth which is deeper than that, beyond this conventionality, beyond this perception, the truth, what is the truth of this object? Beyond this perception is known as ultimate truth. Conventional as opposed to ultimate. Ultimate truth. Okay. So with this, we read stanza 7. Stanza 7. Stanza 8, sorry. Okay, stanza 8. So now, how do we explain the functionality if nothing exists as real, right? Don't worry. The Buddha taught, Buddha's teachings of the Dharma is based on two truths. One on the superficial, say the perception level, and the other on the deeper level. So it's based on two truths. The same object can be seen on the perception level, which is water. On the deeper level, ultimate level, which is the emptiness of the water. Water dissolves. There are two realities with the same object. So this, the Buddha's teaching of the Dharma is based on two truths. The truth of the worldly convention, meaning the perception, how the worldly people, they perceive things. Just that reality, that is known as the truth of worldly convention or the conventional truth. And the other one is the deeper than that. What is beyond that is known as ultimate truth. These two things are there. Those who do not understand the distinction between these two truths, if you fail to see that these two truths are the two truths of the same object, two truths of the same object, will not understand the Buddha's teachings of the profound suchness. And on the basis of this, then when you say that, oh, the Buddha taught that nothing exists truly, they think that the Buddha taught nihilism, because they could not understand the true truths. If you see the true truths, the functionality is operating on the conventional truth, and the deeper reality, ultimate truth, exists beyond what is seen by the conventionality. So this is how we have to appreciate two things. In other words, by seeing the conventional, on the perception level, what is undeniable cause and effect, so from there we can practice compassion, renunciation, generosity, and so forth on the basis of this conventional truth. On the basis of ultimate truth, then our afflictions will dissolve. Our afflictions, our anxiety, fear, they will all dissolve by understanding the ultimate truth. By understanding the conventional truth, our happiness can grow, our compassion can grow, our Dharma practice, they will all grow by being in the level of the conventional level. And on the ultimate level, by being in the ultimate level, your stress, anxiety, all on the ultimate level means you wake up to see the dream is not real. When you wake up, you're being not affected by the dream anymore. You are free from all the fears. Number 10, without depend. So now, how to wake up, right? How to wake up? Say all the stages. Let's say 10 stages. 10 stages. So you're in the dream. That is stage number 1. Then number 10. That is stage waking up stage. 1 to 10. 1 is the dream, fully sucked up in dream, and 10 is the waking state. You're fully woken up. Okay, what about the remaining stages? From 1 through to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What are these stages? Anybody? Anybody? Then we'll stop here. Gallery? Anybody? So what I said is that stage 1 is they say you are sucked up in the dream. The dream, this is real. The ghost is chasing me. Actually, it's a dream ghost. And number 10 is you wake up, which Thomas, then the Ritvi, and the Elaine said, waking up, right? So number 10 is waking up, and number 1 is being sucked up in the dream. So what about number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Anybody? Anybody? Thomas? Okay.
I think you were speaking about 10 boomies, but look like not.
Not the boomies, not boomies. Okay, Gorilla, what do you think?
Keshala, I was going to refer to the 5, also the 5 stages, Gate.
Okay, okay. So they just speak your mind, right? Let's say if number 10 is the fully woken up state, which is closer to the waking up, number 9 or number 2? Anybody? Very quick. Huh? Anybody?
Number 9.
Of course, number 9 is closer towards the waking up. You're getting it? Same from number 1, which is totally sucked up in the dream. From there, they say you wake up. It's not like the very next moment you wake up. There's a process involved. Process where the first one is fully sucked up, then the 10% sucked up, then 90% sucked up, then 80%, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and then wake up. You're getting it? It's a process. Your dream becomes lighter, 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 then it dissolves, it disappears. You're getting it? Okay. In a way, this is all the, say, waking up states. You're getting it? This is all the process of waking up. My question to you, from number 1 through to number 9, belongs to the dream or the sleep or waking up? Number 1 to number 9. Anybody? Anybody raise hands? Elaine?
Team Geshe-la.
Very good. In the sleep, you're getting it. Number 10 is the waking up state. So number till number 9 is in the sleep, although they differ, you differ. Number 1 is in deep sleep. Number 9 is very light sleep, almost on the verge to wake up. You're getting it? Number 1 through number 9, they're all in the waking state. They're all in the sleep state. Although they're in the sleep state, but number 9 is very helpful, necessary for you to wake up. You're getting it? It's much better than number 8. Number 8 is much better than number 7. Within the sleep, although they are all influenced by the ignorance, but within that, we see the difference. Some are closer towards waking up, some are further away from waking up. So likewise, say, waking up is like seeing the ultimate truth. And being in the dream, conventional truth is like the dreaming. So within the dreaming, that dreaming process is required to wake up. You're getting it? Because number one through number 9, these processes are required for you to wake up. If you don't have number 9, number 8, number 7, you cannot wake up. You're getting it? So you'll continue being in number 5, number 4, number 2, and so forth. So all these, although they are in the dream state, still they are very beneficial to you for you to wake up. Likewise, the conventional truth is what we see as the dreamers, as being in the dream, as being samsara. But some of them are really helpful in order to wake up from the sleep of ignorance. Okay, so go back to the text. Okay, number 10. Without dependence upon the convention. So number 1 through to number 9. Without dependence on the conventional truth, which is on the basis of your dreams. Without dependence on the convention, the meaning of the ultimate waking up cannot be expressed. Without understanding the meaning of the ultimate, without waking up, liberation from the dream will not be achieved. You're getting it? This is so precious. Nagarjuna's verses, they're extremely succinct and will give you really these are all like the wake up calls, or these are like extremely powerful way to wake you up. Yeah. Okay, number 11, then we'll stop here. Through misperception of emptiness. So when you understand emptiness, not in the form of dependent origination, but as nihilism, is very dangerous. A person of little intelligence is ruined, will be destroyed, thinking that emptiness means nihilism. Like a snake incorrectly seized, or like a spell incorrectly cast. Let's say that, why do we have to study emptiness? Why do we have to meditate emptiness? In order to get into the miseries. In order to get into the miseries. But if you understand emptiness incorrectly, instead of helping, it can harm you. Right? If the snake is there, you try to catch the snake so that you'll be free from the snake. Catch the snake and remove it. But if you catch it in the wrong way, then it can bite you. And so instead of helping, it can harm you. And then they say, some people nowadays, I'm not too sure whether these things still happen. They must be happening in some remote places. In the olden times, people casting spells on others, casting black magics on the power of using the black magics to cast spell on others. These things happened in the past. So, whereas when you cast a spell on somebody else, you must be very skilled. It says that if you're not skilled, you cast a spell on others, it will actually fall on you, and you will be in problem. So, if you understand emptiness in the wrong way as nihilism, then it can create lots of problems. Because emptiness means nihilism. Either you will discard the emptiness God. This is just nothing. Nagarjuna is totally nihilist. The way this person who wrote the article in the newspaper, like this, they will just reject. And then when you reject emptiness, you are saying, okay, I don't want the vaccine for the COVID-19, right? You are saying that, let's say that I'm suffering from COVID-19, and now the vaccine is available, and then you said, okay, now I don't want to go. This is no. If you say this, then there's no possibility. Okay, COVID-19 is fine. Even if you take care of by some other means, you can still come out of that. But for the tuberculosis, Yeah, some miracles happen, but generally speaking, you have to take the medications for tuberculosis. So you are running away from the tuberculosis medication. Then how can you think of getting recovered? This is one problem. Number two is that, okay, you have faith in the concept of emptiness. Oh, this is so precious. This is taught by the Buddha. It's so precious. We have to follow it. So what is emptiness? Nothing. So if nothing exists, don't worry about having to do good things. Don't worry about having done bad things because they don't really exist. They're like, they are just nothing. They don't exist. You really fall in nihilism. And because of this, then you freely indulge into the negative karmas. Because of which, then consequences will be there. So this is number two danger. Then number three is that in some cases, emptiness, just you hear the word emptiness, and but the mere experience of emptiness, you meditate on emptiness, and you get to experience emptiness, it will generate a fear. Initially, there's going to be a tinge of a fear, and this tinge of a fear is so precious. This is an indication that there's a clash happening between your old style, old school thinking of things as objective real and the new thinking, everything is a dream. There's a clash happening in your mind, and this clash manifests in the form of a tinge of fear. If that happens, it's a very good indication that you are going into the proper track of emptiness. Then some people, just by feeling there's a little bit of fear, they just quit. They say, oh, emptiness is very scary concept, they quit. There's nothing for you to be scared of, until it is acutely scary, that you can't really bear it at all. That happens to 1 out of 1 million people, right? So don't worry. If there's a fear, they continue to seek the help of, some teachers, good teachers, experienced teachers, and then try to study more, practice more, and then over time this fear will be replaced by acute, the tranquility of mind, extremely tranquil experience, which we never experienced before. Okay. Through misperception of emptiness, stanza 11, a person of little intelligence is ruined, like a snake incorrectly seized or like a spell incorrectly cast. Okay, for the reason that he knows, he referring to the Buddha, for the reason that the Buddha, knows this teaching of emptiness to be difficult to fathom to the depths by the less intelligent people, the Buddha's mind turned away from giving teachings. So the Buddha, after becoming enlightened, he remained silent, not giving teachings for 49 days. Why? Because this concept of emptiness is so profound, and he could not see anybody who is the right person to whom to teach this concept. Okay, we'll stop here. If you have questions, 1 or 2 questions if you have, I'll be happy to entertain. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, if not, then we will, okay, Thomas?
Thank you so much. So when we want to go through suffering, we can use ultimate truth, and when we want to build happiness, but profound happiness, we can use the law of cause and effect to grow up qualities.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So emptiness, now we can summarize what we said earlier about the meaning of emptiness as the two sides of the same coin. One side is emptiness, other side is a conventional truth or dependent origination. These are two sides of the same coin. By seeing emptiness, your fears will dissolve. Then by seeing dependent origination, your compassion will grow and your happiness will grow. So the example is, how many of you use a tea strainer? Tea strainer? Okay. Tea strainer? Okay, good. Tea strainer means where you boil the tea, you brew the tea, and then you put the tea in the tea strainer, and the drinkable tea will freely flow, and the tea waste, the tea leaves will be held back. You're getting it? Will be held back. So the concept of emptiness is like the tea strainer. So with the emptiness concept, what happens is that the drinkable tea, the good thoughts, compassion, so forth, it will let flow very freely. These thoughts will flow in you very freely. It will never stop the flow of the good thoughts. And it will stop the bad thoughts. It'll stop the bad thoughts, anger, attachment, fear, anxiety. All these will be stopped. Like the not drinkable waste tea leaves will be stopped by the tea strainer. So with the emptiness experience, all these negative thoughts of fear, anxiety, and so forth will be stopped, and all the good thoughts will be freely let flow. It let flow freely the good thoughts. This is so precious concept. Yeah. Thank you, Thomas. Okay, any more questions? Okay, if not, we'll stop here with the dedication prayer. Okay, we'll say this dedication together. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you're the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful generous Tenzin Gyatso, please remain under samsara ends. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samadhi too realize these days, they are also I dedicate all these merits in the best way, that I may follow the perfect example. I dedicate all these gurus of virtue with the dedication praise as the best by all the Buddhas who appeared in the 3 times, so that I might perform the noble Bodhisattva's deeds. May the Supreme Bodhicitta, there is no reason, arise and grow, and may their wishes arisen, not diminish, but increase forevermore. As long as sentient beings remain, as long as space remains, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I truly remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I attain the state of Guru Buddha and lead all beings without exception into the enlightened state. I dedicate the merits thus gathered towards the realization of the deeds and the prayers of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of 3 times, and to the upholding of the Dharma of teaching and realization. May I in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the full wheels of the Mahana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfectly in the 2 stages. With a wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach full enlightenment. Inspired, may the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the fallen find new hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from all illnesses. And may every disease in the world never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. And may the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting one another. By the merits I've accumulated, may every single being abandon all forms of wrongdoing and perpetually engage in virtue. May they never be parted from the Mani Bodhicitta, and may they always engage in the Bodhisattva's conduct. May they be cared for by the Buddhas and relinquish the actions of devils. May no living creature ever suffer, commit wrong or evil, ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, or their minds ever be depressed. May all the pains of living creatures ripen solely upon myself, and through the might of the Bodhisattva Sangha, may all beings experience happiness. Having dispelled all inner and outer obstacles and downfalls, such as poverty, despair, oppression, cruelty, epidemics, and natural disasters, to the environmental degradation, may all beings forever enjoy the glory of peace and happiness. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, to be in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of sentient beings. I go for refuge to the Tribhuja, confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. By the power of practicing and supplicating to you, may all be free from sickness, poverty, and conflicts, and may Dharma and auspiciousness proliferate in all the places where they abide. A part of union of emptiness and compassion is loosely explained by the pretended Buddha, Dharma, and the beings who learn symbols. With the lotus of the Tenzin Gyatso, we supplicate you that your wishes are fulfilled spontaneously. May the operations of evil thoughts and deeds of the negative forces of humans or non-humans, who harbor malice through perverted prayers against the teachings of the Buddhas, be totally vanquished through the power of the truth of the 3 jewels. By the dependent realization of profound suchness of appearance and emptiness, together with the force of great compassion of the 3 jewels and the power of truth, and through the virtue of an infallible law of karmas and the fruits, may the fruitful prayer of ours be unhindered and quickly fulfilled. May the teachings of the Beneficent One till world's end be unshaken by the winds of evil thoughts. May it always be met by innumerable beings who find conviction in the teacher by understanding the teaching's true nature. May I never falter even for an instant the whole excellent way of a sage, which illuminates the principle of dependent origination through all my births even giving away my body and life. May I spend day and night carefully reflecting by what means can I enhance this teaching achieved by the Supreme Savior. Through the strenuous efforts over countless aeons, the human life is never separated from perfect gurus. May I enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of stations and the paths, may quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always uphold the Dharma in general. May I always be guided by the Manjushri and be able to uphold the Dharma in general and the teachings of dependent origination in particular, even in our cosmic life. Okay, we're going to start the Heart Sudha mantra 3 times. Gate gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swahyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swahyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha. Okay, see you tomorrow. All of you see you tomorrow. Pravinji, see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you, Gisela. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you, Gisela. Thank you.
Good morning.